Hi guys, good afternoon, I should say. Sorry. Today's been another day that semi got away from me. I had to take the car in earlier today to get the windshield replaced. Nothing major. It was just something that I knew about when I bought the car used. It had a chip in the windshield, and so they finally got the part in. So I had to go do that this morning. The dogs were getting sick around the house. Just weird, goofy stuff was going on. So I'm getting around to doing the video late. So for those of you over on Patreon, I'm sorry that this wasn't up first thing in the morning for you, but this is the daily forecast for all signs. This is for originally created for Tuesday, the 14th of December. For those of you that watch regularly, you know that this is a building upon the weekly reading that shows up in the bottom left-hand side of the screen at the end of the video. But if you're seeing this outside of the 14th of December and there's something that, maybe resonates or makes sense in your life, or what I'm saying maybe applies to a situation, the feelings that you're having, whatever, please feel free to utilize it. It's here and ready for you whenever you're ready for it. So my channel is very much a freeform channel. Use these videos however you see fit, however best serves you, always using your own highest intuition and intelligence first and foremost. And then what else was I going to say? Please check out the drop-down menu below for those of you that are new, just to know any house rules, what decks I might be using at the time of the video, ways you can support the channel, things like that. If you enjoy my work, please hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing and joining us every day. And leave a question or comment on the video, and I will answer it, or at least like it if I do read them. So I will hit the like button on it to let you know that I've read it. But, if I can answer the question for you, I certainly will do so. So let's see what the energy is, what the cards have in store for us. It feels to me like, I have to say, the word came across in my mind this morning while I was driving. It feels like right now, the last 2 weeks has been all about fertile. Like, that is the word, guys, is fertile. And what I mean by that is, like, we were seeing a lot of let go and destruction last week with death and the tower and all of that sort of stuff going on. But we also saw fertility with the Ace of Wands leading off last week's reading. And then we see a little bit of that fertility still in the Wheel of Fortune from this Sunday's reading, that Seven of Wands, which was giving me magician vibes, kind of like demanding what it is we want, like planting our seeds, making it happen. And then the Nine of Pentacles also, she's pretty much a fertile myrtle. Like, she's got everything she needs, right? And so there's this opportunity, I feel like, in my gut. It just feels like if we voice it into being, if we let our heart sing that song, right? Of whatever our truth may be, however we want it to be. I feel like we're laying the seeds in very fertile, energetic soil to make those dreams or ideas or desires more than just a dream or a desire, but an actual reality. Okay. So I share that with you. And that's this sort of passing thought that I was having while driving the car to get it repaired today. Here's our card for the day. It's the Four of Pentacles. Again, about earth, right? And again, fertile, 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 like planting that seed, right? Pentacles is that earth sign, or is that earth element, I should say. Now, this deck to me is a trip. I love this deck. Vicky gifted me this deck. I've mentioned that in every video, but this deck is very different than traditional tarot design. The Four of Pentacles oftentimes can be about being guarded. It can be about being sometimes stingy or holding on to things too tightly. But what I love about this Four of Pentacles, or the vibe that this Four of Pentacles gives me, is there's a sense of security here. And I always get stability from the number 4, right? I always think, you hear me say this all the time in my videos, 4 legs on a table, right? That's what creates that stability for us to put things on a table, and it stabilizes it, right? So 4s to me bring about stability, right? Four of Pentacles, though, is about, maybe, in my opinion, and I'm kind of playing off of like sort of this whole fertile idea and what this is going on in my, body and what I'm feeling. This and this particular design is just like, now we lay the foundation, right? This to me is about laying the foundations for what it is, the seeds that we want to plant, right? Which direction does the swan want to swim, right? And the swan to me is a very special animal, even though they could be right bastards when they want to be. They're beautiful creatures. They're highly protective. They're very family oriented. And they also are associated in Native American belief with the essence or the element of grace. Right. And so what I love about this, because to me, sometimes the Four of Pentacles is not considered to be the most graceful of cards at all. He can often look like a miser or a prick or a big fat no. This to me feels more open. That sun shining behind it, the swan offering the purity and the grace. We even see the illusion of the dragonfly here, right? We see this dragonfly here bringing in a little bit of green, which would represent sort of healing to me. But what I feel about all of this is sort of that earthy foundation where we are protected, we're safe, we can kind of use the elements to our advantage, right? Earth, air, fire, water, to create the reality if we need to. But we have to sort of see that dream. We have to have the grace about us, the natural grace within us. Believe in the magic. Not only is dragonfly associated with illusions, right? He can also be associated with spirit. Right. So I love that he sort of alights onto this kind of structure that we've maybe built around us to kind of keep ourselves safe. And yesterday we had the Four of Swords, right? So we're on this four kick about stability. So have we gotten our mind straight, or our thoughts or our communications as to what we want so straight that now we can begin to build upon them and manifest them into physical reality through this Four of Pentacles? I would like to think so. I would like to hope so. That would be a beautiful message to have today. Again, I love the power of the sun in this card. It feels like it's imbibing us with the energy or the wherewithal, the exuberance to move forward in grace, in, a more tranquil state, to go about creating what it is that we need physically, right? Even if it's in small drips and drabs, sometimes that can be the meagerness of the Four of Pentacles. But I don't feel that this is necessarily a bad thing. This just might be a slow burn or a slow build to a bigger dream. Remember, we have that full moon coming at the end of this week in Gemini. There's a lot of goofy shit going on with the planets. That's my astrology report for you guys. There's a lot of goofy shit going on with the planets right now that is affecting us. I believe Venus is conjuncting with fucking Pluto of all things. Chiron is getting ready to go back direct in Aries. It's just a hot mess up there. And so, but in that hot mess, I think that there is this opportunity for us to create that fertility, to plant those seeds of what is it that we want. Because as everything rearranges itself and gets a little goofy, where do we want to be? How do we want it to look? Are we holding it from a place within ourselves, from a place of clarity, grace, and light, and building upon that as a reality and a foundation? Hopefully we are. That's what the card says we want to be doing. Okay, let's get into the Heal Yourself Oracle. Sexual arts, people! Oh my God, card number 33. All right. 33, master number, I'll take it. We always love that. Sexual art, I have been one to dabble. I've said this before with this card. I also, for those of you that are new, because I have been posting these videos a little bit more frequently around Facebook because I need to help build the channel. That's sort of my dream. That's my reality and what I want to voice into. Those are the seeds that I'm trying to plant during this fertile time, right? So letting those of you that are coming to me that might be new and watching, I do have the sense of a humor of like a 12-year-old boy. That's okay. Oftentimes, I love my sense of humor. But sexual arts to me when I look at this is about the physicality and the reality of sort of the earth and the spirit coming together, the earth and the spirit coming together, the mastering of the passion and the desire and bringing it together, swirling it all together. Yes, some of you might get dicked down. Great, go for it, have it. Enjoy that earthly loving experience. Have that happen for you. Now would be the time, make it happen, relish in it. But for others of you where this is not necessarily like a literal sexual arts like thing, this could be about channeling what is inside of us spiritually out into our physical being and creating that reality for ourselves. I don't know that I read sexual arts to you guys from the book, so let's see what goes on. Hopefully it doesn't read like a Harlequin romance, but we're going to see what's going on in here. I like that it's card number 33. It is a mastery number, meaning I do think that we are doing something bigger than we understand. Even if we're just sitting like a swan in a lake, like feeling like we're not going anywhere, well, we better be focused on that sun, right? We better be focused on the possibility rather than the pessimism. Right? And remember too that the grounding stone for this week from Sunday's reading is that word angel, meaning spirit is all over this week. She is all over him. She is showing him. Weave your arts, be creative. And sexual arts to me, it's about creativity. It's about rebirth. It's about ideas of the spirit being born into physical action. That can be a sexual art. It doesn't have to be all about your ya-ya and your hoo-hoo getting stimulated. Not that there's anything wrong with stimulating your ya-ya and your hoo-hoo. I do it from time to time too. Hoo-hoo. Okay. Sexual arts. Bring more light into your sexuality. Keeping sexuality alive is an art form very few people truly understand. Are you sexually attracted to your partner every day? Sex energy only occurs where there is sexual polarity. Everyone has both masculine and feminine qualities to gift each other. The only time there is a sexual spark is when one person is embodying more of their masculine energy and the other person is embodying more of their feminine energy. The masculine is the unchanging witness, presence, direction, decision making, trying to bring everything to closure and consciousness itself. The feminine is change, life force, light flowing movement, mother nature, emotions. Do not buy into the myth that sexual attraction eventually dies in long-term relationships. Sexual polarity is an art that takes practice. It can be so subtle and last a lifetime if you are constantly reinventing your gifts and using an open heart. Now, the action here is feminine essence people, instead of directly telling your masculine partner what you want, and this tends to kill polarity, invite him into action through expressing your feelings. Your speech could be erotic and enticing instead of functional and efficient. Let him know how you're feeling and let him be inspired to direct you there. Masculine essence people, your greatest gift is constant presence. No matter what your feminine partner is feeling or doing, constantly penetrate her display and see the light that is shining for you. The feminine may come at you like a slap to the face or your favorite kiss. Stay with her energy so the feminine knows that no matter what she's feeling, you are there. I like that reading. I will say this, for those of you that aren't necessarily on the, wanting to connect with others in that kind of a way or in a sexual way, I really do feel like this is a marriage of heaven and earth, right? The gentleman there to me being more representation of, like, say, the earthy Pentacles vibe that we see in that Four of Pentacles. The woman being like similar to yesterday's card, which was the Four of Swords, which was more of a mental vibe, right? But both kind of coming together and forming together some sort of mastery, some sort of creativity, some sort of birth that's about to take place or to bring us forward. And remember, underneath this, we are at This is still Tuesday, so we still have that sort of Seven of Wands energy going on, but Wands is very desirous. Wands is action oriented. Wands is about spiritual desire and taking action. But we've also kind of are bordering on that Wheel of Fortune too. So there's that energy coming into play if it's not already in play for you guys. So remember, what's going on within you is a microcosm of the greater macrocosm that is going on around you in your environment. Oftentimes our environment can reflect that back to us, and we can then place more into the environment and see what we're actually creating. Does that make sense? And that to me is the sexual desire card, in the sense that what are we creating? How are we churning? What is in our, what is it? Abraham Hicks calls it the vortex. What is in our vortex, and how do we want it to look? How do we stabilize that vortex through the Four of Pentacles and make it very, very real through our own grace and our own connection to spirit? Does that make sense? Let's go to the grounding stone really quick. And the grounding stone is a principle to ground in today while you're working through these energies, with these energies throughout the day. The word is trust. Trusting yourself, trusting spirit, trusting your connection to your own, desires and your ability to create them. Trusting those angels. Remember that angel stone is also underpinning all of this. Trusting those higher spiritual guides, ancestors, our own gods, however and whoever we choose to pray to, if we do. Trusting in that, having that sort of faith and that build, and that trust in oneself that we too can make this happen. We can build that solid foundation and make this happen, create this in this sort of union of bliss and mastery that is this sexual, what was it? Sexual arts. Like how, if you could paint a reality for yourself, what would that reality look like? Then begin to trust that reality and ground it through this Four of Pentacles and watch it slowly build. That is your forecast, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please, please, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a question or comment. Share the video out on your social medias. Tell people about me. Help me get my name out there. And tune in tomorrow. I love you all and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.